Just stay out of the woods, cause she's up to no good, unless you're prepared for a fight. Cause the witch has the power and it is witching hour, so you better off elsewhere tonight. Witch among us, and she must be found before she burns this whole place to the ground. Away, just stay out of the woods, cause she's up to no good, unless you're prepared for a fight. Cause the witch has the power and it is witching hour, so you better off elsewhere tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Off the Grill podcast, the only show that has been referred to as a triple penetration of knowledge, humor, and timelessness. Here we are back for another one, folks. Isn't it lovely? And on Valentine's Day, gee. Hope you're all having a lovely evening. Apologies for the late start. I don't know. I slept through my arm, I guess. I think that's what happened. Or I just hit the snooze a whole bunch of times, which that's not really any better. So what are you going to do? Let's take a look out in the old chat. Mr. Brian Trash here says, good evening, Lord Steak. And he also says, fuck Valentine's Day, which, yeah, I agree. I mean, we got topics up for discussion in a few, but generally I do agree. We got old Dan Shine here, who says, now that you've lost all this weight, will you start riding around on a Segway trying to sell us the sauce system? I think I'd go with the steak system anyway. But, yeah, no. You got to put the work in, brother. Even if it's only a little bit of work and you still don't get off your ass for 22 hours a day. It's Dan Shine again. Talking about porn. The devil's videos. Mikey Dying Breed here. Says, hello, gentlemen. Good to see you. He says, I'm watching Riddle act like a fool. Booby mix up words on easy promo. Send him back to school. Yes. Jeff Overing in the house. I haven't seen him in a while. What's up, bro? He says, just got Tatine. I think that's how you say it. I don't fucking know. In the mail. I haven't watched it yet, but I can't wait to. I think someone sent me that in the mail. Equals still haven't watched it. Wasn't legally. There was no disc or case or anything. We'll see. Dan, if I ever get the Adam Cole physique, I'll fucking kill myself. Well, I'll ask someone to kill me because I won't be able to lift a gun to my head. Oh, Lauren's here. He says, slept through my alarm equals overdosed on laxatives and painkillers, fell asleep on the toilet. Damn you, Lauren. You know me so well. I just love downers. Dad says, sounds like you had a fun night, Lauren. That's great. And Titan is amazing, Dan says as well. Yeah, we'll see. If I get to it, I get to it. I watched like 3 movies from 2021 and wanted to see like 5. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe around June I'll do a best of 2021. And then old Shy Mo says, hey, happy Galentine's. All right, back at you, stupid. That's how I talk to people, because I'm cool. I'm irreverent. The truth is, I watched fucking or listened to one too many episodes of Opie Anthony. So now I call everyone stupid and sarcastically tell them they have a nice shirt. Shout out to Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, by the way. Okay. Jeff said he got St. Maud and thought it was crazy. I liked St. Maud. That was that 2021 or was that technically 2020? Because I watched it in 2021. I liked it then. Censor was good. Candyman was good. Halloween Kills was trash. Or Halloween, yeah, Kills. Ends is the hopefully that one's good somehow. I mean, it'll be the best of the 3 just because it's the last one. But it was 2021 for most. That's good. There's old Jada Stingray. So I'll count it in 2021. I also saw the Wrong Turn remake, which I liked. There's Ben Grimm in the chat. It says howdy. Howdy! 2021 in America Festival Circuit in 20. Yeah, so I'm going by the American release because I'm a goddamn American. I'm not a festival. Not anymore. I'm not that big. Oh, shit. So there was a big event yesterday as of, press time. February 13th, Sunday in most spots, everywhere. The old Super Bowl, which I believe is a volleyball matchup, the best in the world. Volleyball's the one with the brown egg ball, right? Yeah, no, obviously, I watched the Super Bowl. I watched the first half pretty intently. I watched the halftime show. That was great. That was going back to Super Bowl 39, which I think was the end of the 04 season. So it took place in 05 or whatever. It's absolutely the best fucking halftime show I've seen. The bar is not high, granted, but I like Dre, I like Eminem, I like Snoop Dogg. Mary J. Blige is fine, and Kendrick Lamar's great shit too. He's one of he's probably, in my opinion, he's the best modern rapper, even though he's not brand new anymore. So that was nice. Good game. Wanted the Rams to win. Cooper Kupp grabbed fucking MVP. Kind of I feel like he should have. I think he should have got a couple more league MVP votes, frankly. Him even getting one versus fucking, the quarterbacks is impressive. It did look like, though, in the first half, OBJ was going to end up with that MVP award. He was fucking just electric. But he tore his ACL. But that play looked so fucking weird to me because it looked like Stafford threw him the ball and it was like a rocket, and it looked like the ball hit him and fucking just sent him to the ground. So it's kind of funny at first. I'm laughing because I'm like, Jesus, like, did he break his fucking hand? Like, did he snap the bones in his hand or something? Like, all it, fucking however many. I don't remember how many bones are in a hand. There's a lot of them. There's more than maybe you'd think. Brian Trash is going on timeout because Karen Rodgers won the MVP of the league, and he shouldn't have. Brady absolutely fucking should have, because Brady didn't fail to score more points than San Francisco's special teams. Like Brady went down in a fucking, basically a hail of gunfire. Went down fucking swinging. He didn't just shit the bed like old fucking QAnon Rodgers. One says, "Do not defame women's volleyball like that." Well, I'd never defame them. It's a step up. In my eyes, football is a gentleman's sport. I'm sorry, there's not a whole lot of fucking pros involved. Something you just can't sink your teeth into. There's plenty to sink your teeth into in women's volleyball, though. I get you. I get what you're going there for, sir. Going for there. Dan says they don't even try with the commercials anymore. Well, I don't give a fuck if they try with the commercials because they're fucking commercials. I don't care about commercials. I hate people that give a fuck about the commercials. The game is the spectacle. Like the game is the fucking important thing. On top of the fact that, like it's a big night of the year, so a lot of people are watching TV, but you can just spend pretty much the same amount of money over the course of the year and be a lot more successful in reaching the same amount of people just on the internet. So it's not as big a platform. I can't imagine. I don't know. I have no numbers to back that up. That just doesn't seem to be, rightful. But there doesn't seem to be anything that's really that big of a deal. I mean, again, I could be wrong because I just say things. I don't fucking read about anything because I don't care that much. Dan said he didn't care about either team, but seeing Sean Ross Sapp cry was a big plus. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be cool for the Bengals because I do think Burrow's a little cooler, and like I'm hoping he doesn't have a family like Patrick Mahomes that would just like embarrass the league and himself and humankind whenever his family got in front of a camera. But I kind of like that it's a little bit of listen, everything's not going to come completely easy to you. I hope Burrow gets back one day though, once maybe next year because the Jets aren't going to be ready yet. The year after that, it's Zach Wilson time. Yeah, I don't know if I finished reading this, but Dan said I didn't care about either team, but seeing Sean Ross Sapp cry was a big plus. He's a fucking douchebag, so I guess it's nice. Gypsy Warrior says, "Hey guys, was so sad for the Bengals." Yeah, I don't know. You get millions to play a kids game, and you made it to the finals. I don't feel bad for you. It's tough to get there for sure, but hey, what are you gonna do? I'm actually a little shocked that the Rams pulled it out based on how the beginning of the second half played out, though. Like, it was like less than 2 minutes that the Bengals had like put 10 more points on the board. But they really dug in. So that's cool. Happy Valentine's Day, Jamie. That was Gypsy saying it. You said it somewhere. There you are. Good to see you. It's been a few weeks, I think. I think you were here last week, so it hasn't been. Before that, it had been a few weeks. And it was a game. Brian says Super Bowl was decent. I agree. Fuck the commercials. Also, fuck halftime. But this year, I enjoyed it. Yeah, generally, as a rule, I would be totally fine with a normal, like, fucking 5-minute halftime, just kind of recap the game. send them on down. But yeah, last night was cool. All those guys. 50 Cent, who's taking a beating on the internet today because he's looking a little bit bigger than he used to. Which, hey, I get it. I'm there. But I also saw like probably the most sensical thing that I saw was like, yeah, you don't look the same. You aren't the same size you were in 2002 either. And that's true. That was 20 years ago. God, I'll blow my brains out. Gypsy said, the start of the second half, I thought the Rams were finished, but credit to them, they pulled it off. Yeah. And halftime show was so boring. Well, I don't know. I'm guessing you're just not a fan. That was very cool to fucking see. Dre doing his verse in California Love. Probably the highlight of that whole thing. But yeah, I liked it. That's probably the only one I liked. Like I started with Paul McCartney, then like the Rolling Stones, I think the next year. Just all fucking bands and artists that I appreciate a little more as an adult. Mostly for just like, okay, you kind of were doing some things that weren't done standpoint. Then like, I love their music. It just speaks to me. Oh, shit. Yeah. Saw that, but I don't know if I finished. Halftime was boring. Don't see anything topping Shakira and J-Lo. Yeah. I mean, sure, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm not watching the Super Bowl to see the cheerleaders. Yeah. Or broads, like there's the internet for that. There's real life for that. So, yeah. Or in the case of one of my guys, there's real dolls for that. But yeah, so we won't go into any more detail than that because you never know who's watching. I'm sure I've got an enemy at work by this point. I've been there a month. Well, I'm sure one of them have found this out from fucking one means or another. I don't know why you keep bringing Titan up. I'm not going to watch it tonight. I said eventually maybe I'd get to it if I wanted to. I'm not watching that tonight. I'm not watching it anytime soon. Quit asking about it. Brian says some of us get fatter when we get older, including me. Hey, I'm going the other way. I'm getting older and uglier, but skinnier. That's the way. Oh, just Graham. I wish you could stick around, but I know you're gay. Gypsy says, we need a Britney Spears halftime show. I'm amazed she hasn't done one yet. That'd be awesome. Would it be? I mean, unless it's just an extended version of her Instagram, I'm not interested. Her music's fucking terrible. Always has been. Don't get it twisted. There's just people saying hello. But yeah, so I don't have a whole lot of shit to say this week. I got a couple things. Talk about some feelings and shit like that. I just like over the last year, it's been over a year since the last time I did any blow. Lost a bunch of weight, which probably due to the not doing the blow, I guess. So, my cycle got better. I wasn't just like ordering a restaurant's worth of food. When I eventually woke up from that, from that stupor or whatever. It's all good things. So, and I think also with that, it's partially that. But it's also, I think, to a much larger degree, it's the environment for which, I discovered how much I love being marching powder. But like that place, the longer you're in it, the more you're doing blow too. Like definitely both things on quite a large, scale. Um, you kind of do a deep freeze, like emotionally or whatever. Just the amount of stupid fucking people you see, the amount of chicks that even though you're working there and they work there, like they're trying to like fucking get over on you. Um, you definitely all right. Well, let's stop feeling things. Let's everything's a business transaction and this that. It's like what can you do for me? And that also might be New Jersey as a whole a little bit, at least the northeast part of it. That kind of like fucking New York City light sort of. Yeah, I'm not shitting on New Jersey. Fucking, I love New Jersey. Um, I'd much prefer to claim that as my home than Western New York. Um, but there is like, hey, you do something for me, I'll do something for you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't say nothing about this body here in the back of the truck. You pay me a little more for picking up your trash. I got to feel that a lot of that all stems into it. It's been a good 5 years for sure. Just not feeling anything, except that fucking dopamine. Is that it? Or whatever. I'm telling you, yeah, start a fresh bag. Oh boy. Which, admittedly, like probably 2 or 3 weeks, I've had a couple real good urges that I was able to navigate and not give in. Which, like, I didn't put a whole lot of stock for probably the first 6 months in not doing blow up here. But someone, I don't even know who it was. They probably was John from the Scarecrow Show. Kind of pointed out, like, dude, it, addicts in real life. I know it in real life. If you wanted to fucking get your hands on it, you get your hands on it. Whether you have connections or not, you'd figure it out. And he's right. I guess as far as that goes, you looking at it that way. I guess it's something to be proud of, which sounds gay to say. Um, so I guess I am, or whatever. I'm much more proud of the like losing weight and all that shit. But I guess those kind of go hand in hand, as I said. I'm just jacking myself off today, huh? I did a good thing. Praise me. So I'm just gonna have gay internet the whole fucking night. I don't understand. Um, but anyway, that whole thing is kind of my way to try to dig into old saucy catching feelings. There's a gal, that I've met recently. And it's interesting because it's something I haven't fucking felt in a long time, like 5 years plus. Might honestly fucking go back to like some gay high school shit, and that's how I'm viewing this. It's just gay. I hate that I have to deal with it, and like I don't know if it's like a cowardice or whatever, but yeah, it kind of makes me just go a bunch of drugs, get into an argument with a Cuban prostitute. Just something that I've become much more familiar with and more comfortable with. But that abilities, it's a tricky thing. I don't like it. But I mean, she's the same age as me. Which I don't care too much about that one way. Older, younger, it's fine to a degree. I don't make it weird. I'm not fucking, hey, you're 18. What's up? You think I have anything interesting for you? Um, and we're just mean to each other, like nonstop, in like a fun way. Yeah. So I just gay and like I just like, oh my god. Valentine's Day is dumb. I showed her. Actually, it was the first time I watched it too. Friday night we were together, hanging out. Full disclosure, I fucked myself there Friday night at work. She was also at work because she was working there. But yeah, like so we both watched. We watched. Fuck, can't get my fucking faggot word. I'm gonna blow my brains out. I've had enough of this. Um, we watched My Bloody Valentine together, the original from '81. Pretty fucking sweet too. Like the gore is honestly one of like the lesser titles from like it's not a huge franchise or anything. Probably my favorite, like on like the burning tier level, like um those slasher movies. Like probably my favorite like kills. I think in that movie, it's very Canadian too, which I appreciate. I think it's funny. Um, and that little fucking was it the Ballad of Harry Borden or whatever the fuck his name is. The end there, it's a shitty little song, but that's cool enough. So there's shit like that, and then how fucking how ladies like to gossip, and an industry that I don't know if the industry is, but at least the company I work for specifically, and most other companies that are similar, are mostly women, and boy, like to chat. Fucking chatty broads, chatty catty broads. Boy, do I love it. Fuck it. I did that for fucking 5 years. I dealt with that, but the great thing is I didn't speak English, so I didn't really have to pay attention. It's all just fucking so much faster than I could process. So, um, and then when I worked with the kids too, it's kind of the same thing on a much less desirable level because they're all ugly and old and fat and women. And I did. Um, oh, good, I ruined that. So you don't put stickers on things. Cunt. Where the fuck was I got the show too, so just bear that in mind as I slowly ramble, trying to get through this story. In a much like it's like I wrote down about this. Like getting out of the go-go business is like getting out of the military. In a much smaller degree. The feelings start to unfreeze. You start to like fuck because I have to imagine being in the military as a fat, lazy coward. Um, and just because you're not in the military doesn't make you a coward. But I am a coward. I would fuck run away if I ever got drafted. I would literally just fucking have to disappear. I couldn't do it. Ain't got the guts. Um, but like you kind of have to like shut yourself off because you're gonna see friends get fucking blown up in front of you. You may very well get blown up. If it's to death, then hey, you're out. You're out clear. But if it's not, then you gotta go. Oh, good, I got a metal leg. And those things creep me out. Um, but like, there's a whole bunch of other shit that I'm not gonna go into. But as far as the cattiness and like all that shit, kind of got back to me because apparently there are several and they make up shit. Like I don't know if they're I don't know what the some of them making shit up is because it does get interesting. Kind of there are 3 or 4. One my source said in front of my source that they want to fuck me And depending on the extra, all but one of them physically gross me out, or like, and their personality trash. Um, but that's not good. But then the one, the ugly ones, is the one I dig, and it kind of that's nice to hear. It's always nice to be wanted by someone you want. Like we ones and twos want you. That's well, yeah, of course. I'm at least a 3. Um, more like a 2.5, but what are you gonna do? I do got the eyes. That does help. um, they're like fucking lies are made up. There's one broad that briefly I went to like middle school with, and she was just like didn't talk then. My friends made fun of her and her brother because they were, poor. Kids are garbage. Most of us were also poor, but maybe we were about it. I don't remember. Again, none of it really mattered. It was shitty regardless. So literally I hadn't like spoken to her at all in 15 years plus. And even then it was just, you're gross, you different, 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 different. But apparently I told her that I have a girlfriend, which no, I haven't said a word to her. Now I might just to get her to fucking back off, but I know for a fact that there was no conversation had. And also I've been doing that thing that Stanhope talked about in his specials where you just tell everyone you're gay. 'Cause he says it like I do it. There's no one that would be like, oh wow, what courage. But it's just like there's some fucking kid hanging around that like it is gay or thinks he's gay, but doesn't know how to fucking say it to people. So if they happen to catch you, go, oh yeah, I'm gay. It's fine, whatever. And they're like, they'll be like, oh wow, you could just do that. It's as easy as that. I don't have to fucking dye my hair pink and wear a fucking top and hot pants. I could be the same. Just be a guy that fucks other guys. Not in my town. So yeah, I can't imagine it was either some other fucking joke that got around, whatever. But so that's weird. And then the other one's weird. She's got like a choking fetish, which it's not my scene. Also I'm not stronger than my weight, so to like safely choke abroad without just fucking crushing her windpipe. Probably not going to happen. I've thought too much into that. Yeah, so I don't know. It's gay and I hate it. I hate having feelings. I dance somewhere. I'll probably come across a comment again. Like a love teenager, especially because like in my head, as has been in the past, she's gonna say, of course, like if you made a move, she's gonna just turn you down. You're crazy to think otherwise. So that aspect of it's fucking terrifying. And so I go like it's like a manic thing. I'm real like, everything's lovely. Nothing good could ever happen. Just ended now. Ben says it was Super Bowl 29, aka this. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Ben, that was probably several minutes ago. Yeah, that was 10 minutes ago. Dan says everyone jacket for steak tonight. Why don't you jacket and also hit that like button? Share this fucking channel, this video around, all that shit as well. Leave comments. Just call me bad asshole. I don't care, man. I'll let it go through. I'll even put the heart next to it. More traction I can get, the better, right? Gypsy says, how appropriate on Valentine's Day, Sauce. She'll have to come on the show so we can all approve. I can say safely That'll never happen. Hey, Dan, I found your comments. It's been about a year and a half since I last devolved into a lovesick high schooler. Yeah, sucks. And yeah, she has to do all our podcasts safely. That'll never happen. Never. If I can fucking keep doing this without her ever knowing it happens, that'll be great. At least until it's making me stupid amounts of money. Because a podcast is embarrassing until you're good at it. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm not good at it. And that's coming from a man that watches and listens to a lot of podcasts. So I think my opinion on that subject is pretty strong. Jeff loves that. I think he's referring to My Bloody Valentine. I like it a lot. I just put it off because I figured it was whatever. And I also remake a bunch, so I didn't want to like spoil that. But to me, I think they're different enough stories that I can like both of them without like having to go, well, this is better than that one. They're different quite a bit to me. Just says the great feeling when you're single and ready to mingle. Don't ever say that again. Not to me or anyone. You're better than that. You've always got that excitement to meet the one. I envy those days just now. Not easy sleeping with the enemy. She's now calling it. Gee, Gypsy. My crane. That's a Ukraine joke. Damn. Dan says it weird. I've dated 2 girls with a choking fetish. I mean, yeah, maybe, or it's not weird. It's probably not weird, but he goes, yeah. Gypsy goes, you're a braver man than me, Dan. I always bolted when that shit came up. Dan says I didn't indulge. That sort of thing can go sideways quick. Yeah, man. Like I said, a little too much pressure. That's a real fucking vulnerable area of the body. But it's the other thing I have. Speaking of being a lovesick high schooler or teenager, or whatever the fuck you said, I don't remember. And she says, just kidding, by the way, she hates Putin. That's why she left Russia. I love Putin. He's mean. And he hates the gays. No, I like the idea of him as like a meme, and it's like a shitty thing to do to like a more or less a dictator, or whatever fucking actual factual fucking title you would give him. I don't care, but like he's just like a fucking dude. I got a horse, I don't like horses. I've been killing a lot of horses in front of this gal at work too, jumping off cliffs. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption in front of her. And she mocks me. But then she goes and plays Apex Legends or whatever the fuck that is. So it makes me not just take her face and fucking just get. Gypsy says he does make some good calendars. That's a fucking great way to put it. But as far as high school goes, so I think I've talked about it here or somewhere on the internet with like maybe Jay's show or the fat ape, the ginger ape back in the day. I don't remember where, but like I moved around a lot as a kid, like in high school. I've gone to 4 or 5 different high schools. Since going back to 96, I had to fill all this shit out. I think I talked about this. Maybe I didn't. I had to fill like every address I lived in going back 28 years. I could only get back to 96. I couldn't get back to 93 like I wanted. Just the amount of fucking houses I lived in. I think it was like fucking, it averaged out to like a fucking, a different spot a year, like 1.3 houses per year, which is great. And some of that's my fault. The last 5 or 6 years is my fault, but there's a whole lot of it that was out of my hands. So I have a lot of friends in a lot of different places, and my and it had to be my junior year of high school. My school had 2 weeks off for Easter vacation, and uh, actually, the Scarecrow Show High School, the Scarecrow High School, um, we'll call it Scarecrow High. That could be a CW show, you think? Tuesdays at 8. But yeah, they only had the 1 week, so I had a whole week off. It was actually the night after WrestleMania 20. That was a bad WrestleMania, by the way. Decided, fuck it, that'll be funny. I'm gonna go to your school. So we kind of planned it out quickly. Didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, but this was 2009. Yeah, like the spring of 2009. So we walk in, everything's normal. I think the first period of the day I hid in the gym locker, the men's gym locker room, like in the shower area, because none of the classes because the shower's connected to the pool and no one was doing like swimming lessons in gyms. So like no one was going to be in there. So I hung out there the first period. Then they have homeroom second period or like before second period or whatever the fuck. So they brought up for homeroom, and I had this whole stupid fucking backstory. Like my name was Damian Eccles, which was a play on Damian Eccles of the West Memphis Three. He had, I think, written poetry that Michael Graves had turned into songs or whatever the fuck. So they had like a lit acoustic album. He had credit on it. He didn't appear on it. He was still in prison then. I have some of the details written down. It's the dumbest fucking. So my name was Damian Ingalls, and my father was a televangelist in Los Angeles. I had just moved to town, but he was murdered by Italians. That was a whole dumb thing. Like in my head, I was gonna get like angry every time someone brought Italians up, but it really didn't come up too often. And I also lied that my mother was a B movie horror star of the 80s named Linnea Quigley. And so, like, fucking, I'd go back and forth. I'd hit a couple classes if, like, there was going to be, if there was a teacher that just didn't give a shit, and there were a couple. Like, yeah, yeah, sounds good. Because I just kind of lied, said my mom signed me up for school. And, the argument, well, she said I was good to go. She just told me to show up, and which that whole excuse kind of went out the door. So, well, you didn't come to the office to get a schedule or anything. You just like, well, I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot to say at that, like if that got brought up. But so I go back and forth, hitting classes with people. I probably did like 2 lunch periods, and so I'd go back and forth. Someone would come get me because I had like multiple friends there already because I had that school before, and it's like someone would come get me for a class, and then they'd fucking bring me back to the locker room, and they'd come get me for this class or whatever the fuck. And so it went well that day. Hung out at a friend's house the next day, and then didn't go Tuesday. I didn't go, and then Wednesday I went back, and everything went well till about 11:30, 12. I was in line to get lunch. Stupid as that was. And then like they're what they call a student resource officer. Ooh. I look fucking really blurry. Camera dying. What's going on here? Oh God. But he's fucking screaming at me. Oh, Dan, nobody in that school knew who Linnea Quigley was, except me and fucking John. He goes, "Did you beat anyone's ass for making a sour balls joke?" Funny though. So yeah, the guy comes up. I was wearing a Cowboys Terrell jersey, and so he's just shouting. Silence. And I'm like, oh fuck, he's yelling. He's yelling for me. So I like took a pretend phone call with my little blue $30 blue flip phone that you could only text with. Made a phone call, walked out into the hall to try to get away. This is actually fuck. I forgot about this part. So that day, I stuck in the locker room in the shower area most of the day, and it was just like being an asshole. Like I exploded the last little bit of Dr. Pepper I had just all over the walls, like a piece of shit. I left like wrappers from I don't know, I got a breakfast sandwich or some shit that morning. Just left those there because I heard them come in from the pool area, like from from the hallway to the pool area. One of their walkie talkies went off because like the principal and vice principal they all had walkie talkies that they could fucking we got a issue here and my penis is small. Would say that they had small penises. I don't, I wasn't in on it. I'm just reporting. But I could hear him coming. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I booked it. Got the fuck out of there. I ran up to the wrestling room, actually, which is like above the locker rooms, looking at it. It's extra like riser space, too, for wrestling meets, shit like that, assemblies. I don't, that's just too much information. Shut up, fat ass. So I fucking hit up there and they just missed me. They didn't catch me running up the stairs or anything. So then I'm fucking kind of hanging. I'm like, dude, they caught me. La la la, la la la. They almost caught me. I'm hanging out in the lunchroom, and then he grabs me down the hall. He's like, "Yo, brother, blah blah blah." Like takes me to the front office. And whatever. I throw that lie out there. I'm like, oh, my mom said she filled out the paperwork. I was all ready to go. Shit like that. And then he called my mom. Like I hit the phone number. She called her on like one of the school phones. And she's like, here, I'm like, yeah, mom, they said you didn't you didn't bring the paperwork in. They said they have no record of me being here. Thank God my mom is cool because she's like, that's bullshit. I'll be right down, blah, blah, blah. And she went with the fucking story. The lady walked me out to my mom's car with the fucking packet of paperwork. Here, fill all this out, and bring it back, whatever. We'll get him enrolled for real. And then it's funny because that was the last time I didn't obviously try to do it again. That would not have went well. We found out that there was some cunt that didn't like me or didn't like one of my friends. I don't remember which one, and just blew me in because of that, which is trash. I think it was a lady that we called Steak Legs, and we called her because her legs were as big as mine, and she was like 5 foot tall. Oddly shaped lady. Yeah. So that was funny. And actually, that next school year, my senior year, I went the whole year to that school. So she saw me like my first day. She's like, "Oh, you here for real this time?" Yeah. Yeah. I guess being as big as I am, even then, I didn't have the fucking beard or anything. Still hard to forget. I know how to make an impression. So that was that whole fucking thing, man. So that was yeah. I used to do cool shit. I used to have like a good time. Now I complain about everything, and nothing's ever good enough. Gypsy says 11 likes. Let's pick up the pace, people. Yeah, god damn it. Smash that thumbs up in the name of love, Dan says. And Ben just love is a battlefield, but pretend that means to also hit the like button. So I don't know if anyone paid attention or saw it. There's a lot of views on it, but I don't know how those shorts work. I don't like making them. It's the first one I ever made. I'm just gonna fucking scrap that Midnight Mass. What the fuck, the Patreon watch along thing, because those shows are hard to get into and like actually be up and commenting on them in front of a camera. Like, I don't feel like it makes content, and it's tough for me to fucking be like involved to that degree of dialogue or whatever the fuck I'm to say. As I'm watching this and trying, like, because if I'm just sitting here going, oh, well, I'll look at that there. Oh, that's like that's not interesting to me. That's not entertaining. So I actually decided on switching it up. Make the announcement in a second. Probably a week and a half ago. Dan can verify if he remembers, but I'm going to be replacing it with something that will actually be available for streaming for the first time starting tomorrow on Screambox, which is it's Shudder, but like 6 steps down. Yeah, Dan says it's a good show, but it would be hard fresh comments on every episode. And that's after the first episode. That's what I kind of came to the realization of. It's like I don't know. It's I plan on finishing it because I like Flanagan. I like the shit he does. I like the actor. I like that he brings the same actors back for a lot of different things. So anyway, yeah, starting this week, hopefully, I picked up a bunch of extra shifts because I get to work them with her. I'm gonna have to come up with a name that I can remember. I'm not shitting out real names. So, but yeah, so yeah, gonna be doing Freddy's Nightmares. Fucking run through. I also didn't realize until last night that those are 45 minutes long too. I was hoping maybe little half-hour things, kick out maybe a week. I'll just do one. It's fine. Usually 2 episodes within that 45 minutes, so I guess I could split them up on it, but I'm not going to. So you guys can watch me like fucking lose my mind. You'll be able to watch along with me, so you'll lose your mind as well. But so like I'll do it the same setup. It will be mostly what you see on camera, or on show or whatever, just with me talking over it. But if you want a fucking thing bigger or whatever the fuck, it'll be available on that streaming service one way or another. But I'm gonna be doing that. I've seen a couple of them like years ago, like when that Chiller channel played them all the time. I know that they're just like anthology kind of thing, so there's no storyline to follow, thank God. But yeah, so I remember them being watchable and just not very good. But I don't know, man. So we'll get to that. That'll be available on the Patreon for just for $1. At least I don't know. Like I know there's a lot of places that you can give me $1 and that'll be. But fuck! I didn't do the new Patreon thing, so well, I forgot. But yeah, so a little as $1. Ben says badass. I've never seen the show. Yeah, well, I mean, you're mostly lucky, but it's worth, I guess, watching for a little bit. And Gypsy says, awesome. Please do Friday the 13th TV show at some point. I might. That one's a little. That'll be fucking much easier to watch, I'm sure. But Dan says, don't ruin things with the new lady by showing her Freddy's Nightmares. Not on your life. Not a fucking chance. And Dan says, Friday the 13th series is an amazing show. Fox Pixar Media says, guest returned after a year. I'm going to guess Fox Pixar Media. I'm also guess nothing. Yeah, that's mostly all I've got fucking this week, though. I don't know a whole lot that's happened that I care about, like war things or almost war things that are on the brink. Who knows? Watch me get together with this broad and then fucking the world ends. Just World War III. Go fuck yourself. Beat it. And Gypsy says, it still kills me they canceled it the scene before we would have got Jason. And Dan says, I want to make a rom-com out of you and the new GF. Well, let's not put the cart before the horse. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot else to say today. You got almost an hour out of me. I'm easy. I started late. I got to go to work. So, where's that Cape banner thing? I got to get a new one. I'm just going to fucking design a whole new one. But for this week, thank you to all my patrons: Big Crack Rock, Christian Hannah Horror, S'mores Indoors, Nick Ridza, Jay Stingray, Jess Graham, Orc145626, Daniel Shaw, Lauren Dick, Mr. Bombastic, Retro Cack, The Daily Ghost, Slaughterport, Begovich, Brian Trash, and Ben Grimm. Dan says it was going to end with them retrieving the mask. That's interesting. That definitely would have been cool. And Jim, since you're here live,
the faggot of the opera.
That's for you. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, listening, what the fuck ever. Till next time, remember, Iris loves you.